Hello, friends. I'm Sarah Cherry, attorney and advocate for women's rights and voting rights for the last 20 plus years. This is one of my first video posts in this blog initiative. So I'll just start. This one's about the idea that, when someone leaves a place or gets fired or quits or whatever, separates, it's tempting to think that, the chemistry just wasn't there. They just didn't like each other. Oh, poor Sarah, she should get a clue. They just didn't want her anymore. Isn't that sad? And Sarah can't accept it. Allison just didn't like her. It wasn't a good fit, blah, blah, blah. And that certainly happens. Of course, that is real. That is not what happened in this case. Allison did like me, and it was a good fit. And she hit the ground running. She became leader in 2022. It was the same night that the Ohio Supreme Court overturned the 2021 gerrymandered maps. And we worked very closely together for those first 5 or 6 months. Scoring victories was great fun until there were no more to be had. She sat in that committee room on the redistricting commission for months. I'd pass her notes. I'd be furiously texting. The team of us would be. It was really a great working experience. She would get these concepts quickly, turn them around immediately. So, I'm not telling any secrets here. This was like very basic, good staffing, good use of staff. And she trusted me, and I had earned that and deserved that trust. So, but then it got hard. I was being harassed that whole time, and before Allison's time even, by a Republican staffer. So she didn't really know about it at first, that it was happening. We kind of just went right into redistricting hardcore. There wasn't a lot of time for extra stuff. I mean, we were just working nonstop from the moment we woke up till late at night. But when she first did learn of it, she minimized it, unfortunately. And I thought, damn it, she doesn't get it. And she doesn't think this is important, and she's not taking this seriously. But I just hoped for the best and thought, well, eventually we'll get around to talking about it more. We'll have to deal with it. We'll have time later to deal with it. Hopefully this just it'll just continue like it has been, and it won't escalate or get much worse or get too out of hand. But it did get out of hand. And I think it's, this person just would not stop targeting me. So to the point where Allison knew it, Jordan Plotner, her chief of staff, and they both made promises to me about how they would handle it, and they did not follow through. So in a year and a half, she went from dismissing this treatment of me to kind of halfway standing up for me to kind of pulling this, going from agreeing there was a problem to, if you can't beat them, join them. She gave the Republicans exactly what they wanted, and that was getting rid of one of her own top soldiers, who she admitted, they were going after me. She told a friend of ours to get at her. So she knew it. She just willingly disarmed without much of a fight. So that was just extremely disappointing. But we have to ask ourselves here, she's running for Secretary of State now. If she won't fight for the people who fight for her, for the people who make her look good, who do the work, then how will she get the job done for us? How do you go into an office like the Secretary of State where you're responsible for people's vote, which is constantly under attack by Republicans? I mean, that office gets sued constantly, especially when there's a Democrat in it, trying to protect people's voting rights. She's going to cave on that too. Allison, if you don't pay the women who work for you the same as the men, what do you stand for? If you hide when the going gets tough, why should the people elect you? I think they deserve to know. And it's very tempting to tell ourselves stories about people when we want to support them. Recently I saw an Ohio influencer endorse Allison, Lisa Parker, in Jackson County, and she's got a big online presence now. She goes by Mama's Porch and Politics here on Facebook, and she has a lot of followers, and I love most of what she has to say. So in her endorsement of Allison, she says, we need someone who's got experience. And I imagine she was trying to be even-handed because, she's probably met Dr. Brian Hambley, who's also running for Secretary of State, who's lovely. I don't know what Lisa thinks of him. I have to guess that she sees he has good qualities. But it seemed like she was emphasizing this like state government experience for Allison. And I think that Lisa is absolutely right that we need a person with experience, with leadership experience, especially. But she's just wrong that that person is Allison. And, Allison's experience is being easily worked over by the Republicans and caving and weakening Democrats in our opposition to the harm that Republicans want to do to people and to our state and to our vote, especially. If you can't stand up to Republicans, how are you standing up for the people of Ohio? It's as simple as that. Like, Allison is out here with her slogans and she talks tough, but it's all talk, and that is the truth. So others have told me independently from my experience with her about their own experiences, and I'll just read you one message from an acquaintance here. This person says, Allison goes into a negotiation with no plan, gets led around by the nose, gives away the farm, wants us to think that she's a martyr. And when I first read that, my mouth just hung open. I was just feeling like, wow, I don't know this person well at all, but they know Allison, because that really kind of perfectly sums up how she handled the discrimination we were facing in the house, myself and other women. No plan, got led around by the nose, got nothing, gave away the farm, and wants us to think she's a martyr. It's just tragic. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because I think that idea is out there. It's always out there that, just disgruntled former employee. It just didn't work out and she can't accept it. Yeah, sometimes that happens, but that is really not what went on here. So, all right then, until next time.